Right. Mhm. Mm, Sharing screen part. Share screen. Sharing screen. This one. Screen. Okay. I think it's okay. Let me verify. Live. How can I change? Yes. This. Yeah, I think this is better because you can observe me and observe the other ones. I'm just verifying a detail here. We're going to start in 1 minute. Okay. I'm just having some technical problems here. Let me check out if everything is okay here. Your account. Yeah, I'm live. Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I'm live, yeah.
Very good. So, first of all, good evening, everyone.
Okay, I'm live, yeah.
Just reducing the volume here because I'm following my smartphone as well. So, good evening, everyone. Welcome. This is our second vol, Vitsuland Online Live. If you follow the first one, I thank you very much for that. For the opportunity to following me. My name is Francisco, as you already know. I own Vitsoland. It's a design territory company school. I'm not establishing which sort of business is this one because I think it fits with the fourth concepts. Okay, school, company, design, and territory. Yeah, territory because it's a living thing. It's a living way to practice your English. Yeah, it's an opportunity to practice your English. Yeah, in the best way you can. So that's why I just designed it as a territory as well. Design because we also use concepts related to design, like design thinking and understanding by design. So design connects to this idea. School because we have an educational objective, so it relates to education as well. We have different things, different sorts of jobs or plans or objects. So that's why we also can connect it as a school. And a company, of course, because it demands money. It involves money as well. Yeah, and a purpose. I would say these four concepts are connected in this case. Okay, so here is here we are. We are in the second Volve. It's an online live. It's a live where we connect things that we were talking in our posts during these weeks. Yeah, it has been 2 or 3 weeks that I've been posting different things and different screens and different interactions. Yeah. So this is the moment that I just connect. I just join all these ideas. Yeah. In the same purpose. In this case, of course, I'm going to reveal a little bit of grammar in a deeper, in a profound way. So I'm going to go step by step and I'm going to analyze. So the examples that I've been teaching and that I've been exposing in the posts, they are going to be reviewed now. Okay, so this is the idea of Vitland Online Live. They are going to be hosted every Friday 6:30 to 7:30, so it's 1 hour live, and we have different times, different subjects. So the first one we were talking about the usage of verb to be in a practical way. So the usage of the verb to be, we had examples, we had sentences, we had exercises, and that's it. So the first one, if you didn't watch the first one, just check out my profile, Facebook profile. There you have the first Volve, it's Land Online Live. And now we're in the second one, yeah, it's Land Online Live. This one, we're gonna talk about adjectives. Yes, this one is related to adjectives. Very good. I think we have one person here. Let me check out. It's me or not. Just a minute. Okay. I'm not sure, but I think there we have one viewer here. Thank you for being here. And that's it. Okay, if you have any doubt, just let me know. Or if you wanna say something, just let me know in the comments. Okay, who is watching? And that's it. So welcome, and we are gonna start now. All right. So I already talked about me. I already talked about the propose. Here in the bottom part, I have this link. Okay, can you see my screen? Is it okay? Can you observe the screen? Yes. Here we have a link. So if you wanna join the other social digital network, highly ever I really recommend you to. I I would like you to highlight or to remember this part. Okay, please follow social digital networks related to Vitsuland because we have different issues, different themes, different subjects. We also have conversation sessions. We also have uh, education issues. If you're an educator or teacher, you're gonna like this live. We have videos, exercises, examples, yeah, things related to English teaching and bilingual teaching as well, because the purpose of Vitsaland is to teach Brazilian teachers, yes, and make them become bilingual ones. Yes, this is the purpose. So if you want to know a little bit about it, just join this link. Just click on it. I'm gonna let it in the description after the live. I'm gonna share you the link right now in the comments here. Let me just type it here. It's so you can have full access to all. Yeah, it's not accepting here anyway. Okay, but if you have any doubt, just click on this link so you're gonna have access to all my social digital networks, and that's it. I post every single day. Okay. Warm up. So the first moment of this live that I would say it's similar to a class, but it's a live. So the first moment is this warm up moment. All right. So first one, riddle question. What month of the year has 28 days? What month of the year has 28 days? This is such tricky question, and I love these riddles because sometimes oh my, I'm pretty sure that it's February, for example. Yeah. But in this case, as I told you, it's a tricky question. Yeah, it's a tricky one. So you have to pay attention to think, oh, Wait a minute. Let me read one more time. Let me read it all over again. What month of the year has 28 days? February? Yeah, but so in this case, of course, it's a tricky one, but you can consider all of them. Yeah, like January has 28 days, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December, all of them. Yeah. So we can consider that every month is it has 20 days. Yes, that's the idea. That's the idea of this warm up. It's an icebreaker just to start, get to know a little bit about you and for you to know a little bit about me. So this is an icebreaker, and it's important, especially if you're in a class, for example, with the student. It's important to have this moment, an icebreaker. Yeah, you can apply it. You can maybe create a game or Pictionary or something like that. Uh, you can split the students in groups if you have a group, for example. Yeah, these are ideas. Yeah, these are some ideas. Very good, very, very good. And I had this archering moment. This archering moment, as I told you last week, it's or 2 weeks ago, I would say, it's an important moment because you're gonna share with your student something that you saw or you read or you appreciate and it's related to art, and then you're going to justify. So you ask the student to do the same, okay? When you're in this moment, you just share something like a movie, a book, a song, anything related to art or photography. So this one, I just select Jumanji. Jumanji is a movie in this case, okay? I just have a shot screen of the movie cover, the DVD cover, or something like that. I'm not sure because this one was extracted from Pinterest, so they kind of create these arts or different arts. And these movies really remarkable because I was in a trip with my family. We used to go to Águas de Lindóia. We used to go to a club over there every I would say every 3 or 4 months. Yeah, when we had a holiday, or that holidays that are like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, something like that. And I remember that my sister, she saw this movie in the movie theater, yeah, and she was telling me the story, and I was amazed. I think, God, I was really surprised because it was so thorough and full of adventure and special effects, and I was figuring it out in my head, and it was really, really interesting. It's just something remarkable in my life. And then after some years, of course, I discovered that is a book. It's based on a book, and it's an educational book. So it's really interesting because it's related to our lives, yes, and it's related to education because as a teacher, we are connected to education field, connected to education area as well. Yeah, and it's really important to know and to appreciate these kind of things. It's really interesting because it's related to a board game. And as an English teacher, maybe the other teachers do this as well, but in general, we use these board games to entertain and to amuse, but also to educate. Like when you move 2 or 3 steps or 2 or 3 places, yeah, 2 or 3 frames, and you have to say a word or a sentence, or imitate an animal, or describe your job, or answer a question, or find as synonymous or antonyms. So it's really useful, yeah, and they really appreciate this one. So this is a movie that is really remarkable. If you don't know this movie yet, if you don't know it yet, please check out in your YouTube or Netflix streaming or Amazon, okay? Because it's really, really good, really, really good. And Robin Williams is an excellent actor. Yes, I really appreciate him. He's a talent one. Yes, so this is really good. This is amazing. I'm not gonna tell you the story, of course, but it's really good. It's really good. So today we're gonna talk about adjectives. And I'm gonna tell you why did I choose this one. First of all, I was thinking. Let me just adjust here. Okay, I'm just using one monitor, so you have to have these adjustments. Why did I choose this one? First of all, because it just came up in my mind. I was just deciding and writing possibilities or what could I talk about or which subject related to grammar or related to English language. For example, phrasal verbs is another one that I really appreciate. Maybe in the next one or the one after that, I'm gonna talk about phrasal verbs. But it just came up to my mind. I was thinking, which one could I talk to during the next fall, next event? And this one just came up to my mind, and I decided to talk about adjectives. And it's really interesting to think about it because when we talk about adjectives, we're talking about characteristics. Yes, I'm going to talk about it after a while, but we're talking about characteristics in general. And when we think about characteristics, we think about ways of being and behavior and attitudes, action. We think about focus. We think about planning. Yes, so it's also related to my current life. I was thinking about it. It's related to my current life because I am just developing this business, running this business, and posting and creating and planning. So we have a group or an amount of things, a lot of things, yeah, I would say, that are connected to adjectives. Yeah, we have to think about these adjectives or how to work with adjectives. And that's why I just made up my mind. I just decided to bring this topic, bring this issue, this content to Vitsuland Online Live. And it's a part of speech that we use in our daily life, especially if you're speaking English, if you're talking to someone else in English, if you're living English somehow, if you're writing English, if you're listening to something in English, everything that is related to English, it also involves adjectives. Because I'd say adjectives, they are kind of nouns, brothers or sisters, noun siblings, yes, because they are all connected, they are joined, they are connected. So when we think about adjectives, we are talking about nouns as well. And noun is the basis. Yes, I'm not going to talk about noun because we can have a further one about this, but it's really interesting. It's the basis. It's lexis. Yes, the basis of a language practice. So adjectives are related to this. Yes, and that's it. So today we're going to talk about adjectives. Let's see. Let's move on. Then just have this the sentences. We're gonna talk about the sentences. Okay, so sentence number one: Rachel is my new friend. Rachel is my new friend. Right? Rachel is my new friend. Sentence number two: I am a dynamic woman. I am a dynamic woman. Sentence number three: Dora and Carla, calm girls. Dora and Carla, calm girls. And sentence number four: We are self-confident people. We're a self-confined people. So we have here some sentences related to some people, yeah, and we have some underlined words or true words or say maybe expressions, yeah. So we have here this dynamic, this idea, right? Examples and some underlined words. And I'll ask you to pay attention to those words that are underscore. Okay, these underscore words, these words that I just highlighted somehow. Let me see if I can highlight this as well here. Just a second. Where's the tool? Is it possible? Text to select. No, but okay, no problem. Uh, that's it. So I'll ask you to pay attention to these words or expressions, yeah? And we're gonna talk about it in the following. So what do these sentences have in common? Or what do these words or expressions, what do they have in common? What's common to what are the similarities of these words or expressions? Yeah. So remember that last week when I was talking about the usage of, or 2 weeks ago, I'd say when I was talking about the usage of the verb to be in a practical way, I said, okay, try not to be obvious. Yes, try to think about it because in education, when we are educators or teachers, of course, we can be direct, we can be straight to the point, but we also have to teach our students how to think about themselves, how to think about their lives, how to think about expressions, how to think about many things. Yes, they have to have these critical thinking. Yeah, it's really important to develop the critical thinking in our students. Yes, so in this case, as I told you previously, just a second, okay, because I'm using just one. So we're talking about characteristics, personality traits. Yeah, we're talking about things that are maybe repetitive things or things that are observed in a clear or in a easy way. Yeah, in a simple way. Yeah. So these are characteristics related to can be people, can be an object, an animal, or a human being, something that is alive. Yeah. So when we talk about adjectives, we are talking about these characteristics. Some people say some qualities, but I try to avoid this word qualities because most part of the time, qualities is associated to something good or something worthy or something that is really wonderful or a benefit to someone. So I try to avoid this word quality, and I'm just using characteristics or a modifier, something that modifies, and we're going to talk about it later on. But an adjective is something that really it modifies the idea of a noun or of a subject. Okay, so when we talk about adjectives, we're talking about characteristics, all right? So an adjective is a word or expression that describes someone something. To explain it in a straight or simple way, this is an adjective. Yeah, it's a word or expression that describes someone or something. Yeah. So we use them to describe, to give some description. Yeah, to I wouldn't say define because it can change, but to explain how an object or how a person or how an animal, yeah, is acting or being, yeah, or living in a specific way when it's described or when it's explained. That's it. Okay, that's it. When we think about adjectives, that's the simple and straight way to think about it. Yeah, adjectives. Right, and then we have a syntax. I know sometimes a little bit boring to the subject to talk about the subject to think about syntax is a little bit boring, but it's necessary because when we are studying a language or when we are talking about a language, I know grammar sometimes it's boring and sometimes can seem to be boring, but grammar is also important because we make our language more sophisticated. We are more polite. We are more attractive. Yeah. So it's important to know these kind of things because if you know how to construct a sentence or how to fix a sentence or how to adjust a sentence or unscramble the words in a sentence, you're gonna be more sophisticated. Yeah, you're gonna be more intelligent, more clever. You're gonna be more. I would say, you're gonna be admired maybe by someone else, and these things. Okay, so let's think about the syntax. We have, for example, subject, verb, adjective, and noun in a simple way. Okay, I'm just explaining it in a simple way. So we have here some other examples. Rodney is a rude boy. Rodney is a rude boy. So pay attention when we talk about the sentences because we have, for example, rude boy. Rude boy. In this case, rude is the adjective and boy is the noun. But of course, boy is referring to Rodney, yes? And rude is following boy is joined to boy, so they are connected in this case. I'm not gonna explain you different ideas in this moment. We're just gonna talk about this structure, okay? So Dana plays an old piano. Dana plays an old piano. We have here the idea of a piano and the adjective old, an old piano. Dana plays an old piano. Yeah. So is a practice. This is a practice. And old is given a characteristic or it's modifying the idea of piano. All right. Corey and Tyler are going through a long way. Corey and Tyler are going through a long way. So in this case, we also have an idea of long that is given some information related to way. So just remember the first of all that we were talking about information. In this case, we also say that an adjective gives some information gives information gives can be more than one. I would say two or three or four informations related to a noun. Yes, related to another object or another person. Right. So this is the main purpose of an adjective. Yeah, to give an information, characteristics, to modify. That's the idea. Okay. That's the main idea. Let's just go move on. Okay, adjectives are attached to the nouns. Yeah, so we can see here, for example, Rodney is a rude boy. So we can just realize here, rude is connected to boy. Yes, old piano, the same way, old piano, and long ways, long way. All right. So this is the most common structure in English because this is the most common one because we are going step by step, yeah? So let's start with the simple one and then we go to complex ones. So rude boy, old piano, long way. It's really important to understand this idea because depending on the language, for example, if you're a Portuguese native or even Spanish, you can have like boy rude or piano old or way long. In English, we have this idea the adjective comes first and then we have the noun. So we have first the adjective and then the noun. A beautiful woman, yeah, a young teenager or special occasion. So in English, we have this specific syntax. Yeah. So when you're thinking about English, when you're learning English, when you're practicing English, just remember, oh, you have the adjective and then the noun. So we have first the adjective and then the noun after a while. Okay. So just fix it. Just try to fix it in your mind. And there are different types of adjectives. Of course, here we have a live, so I'm not gonna give you so many details related to that. I'm just gonna show you some types or some possibilities related to adjectives, all right? Then we have adjectives related to color, size, appearance, material, width, height, and so on. We have many kinds of adjectives. Of course, like there are some numerals that can be considered adjectives, some kinds of pronouns. In some cases, they can be considered adjectives. Yes, we have some articles depending on the situation can have an adjective characteristic. Okay, so adjective is a wide theme. It's a wide subject. So we're just going to talk about some main topics or some principal topics. Okay, some principles related to adjective. Now is the part that this is the this is the part that I like the most because I love exercises. I love doing homework or things related to exercises and applying exercises. So we're going to talk about these sentences, okay? Let's check out. All right, and so we're going to talk about these sentences. I'm just splitting here. Okay. We're going to talk about these sentences, okay? So we have here identify, just a minute. I'm facing some technical problems here, but okay. Okay, let's go, let's go. So we have here identify the adjectives and the corresponding noun, okay? So this is, of course, a simple exercise just to practice and to understand the idea that I just talked about you previously, okay? So the shining sun above our heads. The shining sun above our heads. So here we have the idea of shining that gives sun a characteristic, something that has a lot of light, or white light, or yellow light. Yes, shiny sun. So here we can consider these one. Let me see if I can annotate or something like that. Annotate to and highlight this one. Okay, I'm gonna put here in the comments. So we have shiny as an adjective, and just a moment, technical problems. And then we also have sun. Oh, text tool here. Ah, I found it. Okay, so we have shiny as an adjective and sun as a noun. Okay. So shiny, adjective, and sun as a noun. And here we also have another one. This is considered a possessive adjective that is our, yes? This is referring to hats. So our we're going to talk about later on is possessive adjective and hats a noun, plural noun, yeah? All right, then we have green fresh grass can remember childhood. Green fresh grass can remember childhood. So here we have two adjectives, the green fresh. We have green and fresh, okay? So each one is an adjective, as well. Oops, no. Adjective, and here we have grass as a noun. Grass as a noun. Very good. The whole text of the page, the whole text of the page. Of course, I'm not gonna tell about childhood, that is a noun, of course, but we're gonna have a further class about nouns, okay? A further live about nouns. The whole text of the page. The whole is adjective. This given text a characteristic, the whole text. The complete text, yeah? The old brother was boring him. The old brother was boring him. Old is given a characteristic, so an adjective. And brother is a noun. Oops. As a noun. I never saw a single piece of paper. I never saw a single piece of paper. We have single, adjective. Piece is an adjective as well. And they are given the characteristics of a paper. That's a noun. Okay? And Angela is such a beautiful woman. Angela is such a beautiful woman. So we have beautiful. An adjective. And woman as a noun. Right? So let's go. So just for you to remember, because when we are talking about English, some people forget these characteristic and the specific situation that happens in English. So beautiful we use for girls, women, I would say, yeah, woman in singular, women in plural, ladies, female issues, objects and places, and handsome for boys, men. Here we have in single, but we can consider men plural as well, man and men, okay? And babies can be beautiful considering non-gender situation. So depending on the non-gender situation, you can use beautiful, okay? All right. Now, put the words in order and form sentences, okay? Let me just text to, annotate selection. Typewriter. Oh, I found it. Okay, text box. So let's see. The first one, clock me the late worries. What do we have here? Do you know? The late clock worries me. It worries me. The late clock worries me. Let me increase the size. The late clock worries me. Yeah, the late clock worries me. It worries me. All right. It worries me. The late clock worries me. I'm gonna use this for the second one. All right. Let's see the second one. Helpful map would be a huge. So this one, pay attention. A huge map would be helpful. It would be helpful. Yeah. So a huge map would be helpful. Oh, yes. All right. A huge map would be helpful. It would be helpful, right? Let me just verify here the screen. All right. A huge map would be helpful. Let me just adjust here. Just reduce the size. All right. Then we have the third one. Third one here is women dream tiny on being girls. Do you know? Tiny, tiny girls dream on being women. You have tiny, okay, as an adjective. So if you observe, okay, all these sentences they have an adjective, okay. It's intentional because we're talking about adjectives. So tiny girls, huge map, late clock, okay. A clock that is always late, a big map, little girls, okay. Now the fourth one, it's a little bit challenging because we have two adjectives here, okay. So wouldn't I table out about thought? Sorry, we have two times about, this is just one. Wouldn't I table out about thought? I don't know why this repeated, but okay, let's just ignore this one. So we have this situation. Wouldn't I table all about thought? So this one could be and is. I thought about an old wooden table. Okay, an old wooden table. Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about adjective orders. This is another topic. It's a little bit profound. So today we're just gonna talk about adjectives in general. So I thought about an old wooden table. Okay, I thought about an old wooden table. Let's see number 5. A musician help could meet man. Do you know? Russian man could help me. I know sometimes it seems a little bit strange to think about it, but imagine a situation that you were in Russia or you were reading something that is Russian and you don't know a single word related to Russian or you don't know anything about it. You're in Russia and you don't know the places, you don't know in sightseeing and you don't know anything. So a Russian man could help me. Of course, man, women, it doesn't matter, of course. And the last one, song unforgettable miracles and can make. An unforgettable song can make miracles. Okay, so it's important to know and to understand that some of these sentences they just start with an adjective and it's common in English, okay, because as I told you before, when we consider syntax, when we consider grammar rules and things related to grammar, we just start some sentences using an adjective because they come previously, they come before a noun, okay. So think about it, okay. Then we have some of the ideas, okay, related to adjectives as well, right? So I'm just gonna talk about descriptive adjectives. Descriptive adjectives, as the nomination presumes, describe a noun or a condition. So it's the most common one, okay? These are just types or different styles of adjectives or things related to adjectives. So we have she holds a red flag. She holds a red flag. So it's given the characteristic of a flag. Yeah, we have here the adjective. Yes, adjective. All right, very good. And then we also have here. Let me put it up. Delete. We have here the pollution causes a dry air. It causes dry air. So dry is given a characteristic of the air. Yeah, it's a characteristic. So it's an adjective. All right. So we have these descriptive adjectives that they describe a situation. Okay, they describe a noun, they describe a person or an animal or something related to that. Okay. Predicative adjectives. This is really important because this is related to syntax and can be observed. Let me just put it here. Mhm. All right. Predicative adjectives. This is really important because it's related to syntax. It's related to a sentences structures. Okay. So when we think about it, are the ones that refer to the subject. So we have another sentence, I would say another expression, another group of words that refer to the they refer to the subject, okay? And they are connected somehow. They are connected by the usage of linking verb. Using the linking verb, you can connect the subject to these predicative adjectives. So we can have one predictive adjectives or plural predictive adjectives, okay? We have these verb that is called a linking verb. So some verbs, they have this power to connect. I'm not going to talk about verbs because we're going to have a following live related to that, but these linking verb is a verb that connects and gives the idea maybe of repetition or routine or something that happens oftenly, okay, frequently. And we're going to talk about it in another moment. So we have linking verb. Most part of the time, verb to be is a linking verb. Yeah, we have many situations that verb to be is acting as a linking verb, and we have other situations that we have different kinds of verbs that are also acting as predicative as linking verbs. Okay, so we have here example one: the shoes are dirty. The shoes are dirty. So dirty is a predicative adjective in the case. In this case, example number two: Carla is adorable. Carla is adorable. Okay, so she's adorable. Predicative adjective as well. Very good. Very good. So in this case, we have just one word, but depending on the situation, we can have two or more. Okay, but just starting with simple examples, and then we go to complex ones in the future lives. Yeah. So that's it. That's the idea. Okay, let's go step by step. Possessive adjective. So this is one that really it sometimes is misunderstood by some people. Yeah, these topic you have to pay attention because some people think they are pronounced, but they have they are similar to pronouns. Yeah, they have this characteristics. That's why some books they consider possessive pronoun and then possessive adjectives. They just join these two subjects when they're talking about references or things related to that. But as we're talking about adjectives, we have to consider that possessive adjectives, yet they show this ownership, belonging. So something or someone that belongs to someone or another thing, something. Okay. So this is the idea of possessive adjectives. So we have here some examples. Anna is his sister. Anna is his sister. So we're talking about a man, a boy, or someone that is considering himself from the male gender, yes? and Anna is his sister. Anna is his sister, okay? The dog broke its bone. So imagine a dog, for example, walking on the street, and then it suffers an accident, and then it broke its bone, the bone that belongs to its body, okay, to the body of this dog. So it's belonging, something that belongs, or ownership. Yeah, this is the idea. Okay, I'm gonna be really, really simple in this moment because it's a little bit theoretical. What's going on here? Something related to the tool. I think I have to change tool, hands tool. Yeah, all right. And then we have here a common suffix. When we're talking about nouns and adjectives, we have to understand that some adjectives, I would say most part of them, they have these characteristic of similarity to their to nouns. Yeah, so beauty, beautiful, as we saw previously, for example. Uh, adorable, adore. Yeah, but the adore we can say it's a verb. Yeah, so but we have these connections. Yes, we have these transformations. We can transform part of speech into another, as we have in other languages as well. So we have this idea of it is a pitiful situation. Yeah, we're using full as an adjective that comes from P. Yeah. Gloria worries about being a careless mother. She was worried about being a careless mother. It means a mother that doesn't give, doesn't care to their kids or to their responsible for their duties. Yeah. You are protected from a harmful disease. You're protected from a harmful disease. So a situation that can harm you. Yeah. In this case, to harm is a verb. Harmful. Yeah. We have these suffixes. So these suffixes, ls, able, full, they are really common when we are talking about adjectives. Yeah, there are many, many adjectives that they use. They have this compound, these suffixes, less, able, full, right? Well, that's it. All right. Let's see it. You'd have a hook here, but that's it. All right. And that's it. I'm gonna just show you here my references. I'm using this. Just enough English grammar. Probably you know this book. It's really well known. Yeah, if you're an English teacher in special, and if you're a teacher in general, it's important to know that when you're finishing or when you're about to finish your class, when you're gonna share your material to someone else or to a student, or even if you are in a speech, in a lecture moment, if you're a lecturer, if you're someone that is in the speech moment, at the end you can bring a quote, yeah, as we had, and there's references. So we have just enough English grammar. It's a visual book, but really, really useful if you're going to explain grammar to kids or elementary and even to adults, because sometimes we have to be clear enough, we have to be comprehensive enough to transmit that information. And sometimes when we use books that are directed to kids and we are teaching English as a second language, for example, it's important to use these simple references, even to clarify your ideas, yeah, to make it clear, to make it possible, all right? So I'm using this book. It's available in archive.org. Archive.org is such a good website if you're a teacher or if you're preparing any kind of speech and you don't know this website. I strongly recommend you to visit it, to know it, because it's a free library and there are tons of books online and you can use them for free because it's a library. So of course that you're gonna put the reference, the end, but it's really useful. I strongly recommend this one, right? Yeah, and this is it. Okay, this is the idea. Thanks. That's it. So I'd like to thank you. I'm gonna close here my stop sharing. That's it. Okay, so that's it. Okay, for today. I'd like to thank you all for coming and for suggestions. All right, if you have any doubt, just let me know. I'm gonna post it somehow in YouTube or try to record the spot. And that's it. All right. So if you have any doubt, any question, just let me know. I'd like to thank you. I think it's important to have these moments where we discuss grammar or we talk about grammar when we are leaving grammar somehow to sum it up or even to connect some ideas that we have in our daily life. So I was watching a video today about a teacher that she was talking about, and that video in that video she was talking about grammar and how to use it or not. So I strongly recommend you this video. It's really important. And the other one that I saw in TED, okay, and that's it. So if you have any question, if you have anything to add, just let me know. All right. I'd like to thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for your attention. And we're gonna have another session next week. We're gonna have a different topic related to grandma, something related to grandma. And don't miss our Wednesday's meeting related to education. We have different questions and different issues related to education as well. Every Wednesday in in my Instagram group. If you don't follow it, Vitsaland, just follow my posts. If you're a student, if you're a teacher, if you are an educator, if you're a coordinator, if you're a director, if you're someone that is related to education, I want to meet you. Okay, I want to meet you. I want to meet everyone that is related to education because this is network and this is a will that I have inside me. Yeah, I want to be connected. I want to be joined to people that are related to education, to people that practice education somehow, even if it's related to their daily lives or if it's related to something deeper. So I want to meet you, okay? If you're a teacher, if you're an educator, if you are involved in education, I want to meet you, right? I want to meet you. I really, really, really want to meet you, right? So let me know in the comments below or send me an email or a WhatsApp or Facebook. You can connect me using any of my social digital networks. I'm free for that. And that's it. Thank you very much. I'd like to thank you for being here. I'd like to thank the teachers that are following me in my mentoring sessions and mentoring program, Camila Tucunduva for helping me during this time and being so supportive and for being so kind and really appreciating the the environment and things that we're doing, right? So that's it. Thank you very much. And I hope I see you next time, okay? So that's it. Thanks and see you soon. Bye bye. Mm.